Alright here, today I'm going to give y'all my top 5 for this Saturday's NASCAR Cup Series race at the Martinsville Speedway. It is going to be a really exciting race. Under the lights, 500 laps. Short track racing, you cannot ask for much more. That is awesome. But before I get into my top 5, I want to add that I am going to do a Pick 5 contest for this Saturday's race. And if you're wondering how a Pick 5 contest works, well, it is pretty simple. All you're going to have to do is go down below to the comment section and type in who you think is going to finish in the top 5. If you go 5 for 5, you get an autographed hero card of your choice. There is one right there. Or you can get a card of your choice, a Richard Petty autograph. And if you go 4 for 5, you get an unsigned hero card. Here's an example right there. Anthony Alfredo. The Georgia Peanuts machine. He ran this at Atlanta a couple weeks ago. But like I said, comment down below your top 5, and who knows, you can win a prize. But let's get started.
Ryan Priest, and you're watching William Blackwell on YouTube.
Before I get into the review of the most recent NASCAR Cup Series race, which was the Bristol Dirt Race, if you will, I want to give a shout out to two YouTubers, JB Racing News Reviews and Righteous Redneck. They are also doing the Pick 5 contest, so go check them out in the description below. But let's talk about Bristol. Bristol, it was a big unknown. We expected Kyle Larson in the 5, the 20 of Christopher Bell, and the 14 of Chase Briscoe to be pretty much up front for most of the day. Kyle Larson was involved in a wreck early on, had most of his front suspension messed up, and they took the hood off, they took the nose off. It was a weird looking race car, if you will. So Kyle Larson's chances of winning the race were pretty much over with early on. He was in a wreck with Christopher Bell. And Chase Briscoe, a dirt ringer, if you will. He's had a rough going in 2021. Started off with the duels, wrecking, trying to go down to the bottom line, the pit. And the 500 getting involved in someone else's wreck. And then you fast forward 1 week later to the Daytona Road Course. He's inside the top 5 with less than 10 to go. And his hood comes up because the other racers weren't around aware of their surroundings. And then you go to Homestead. He hits the wall because of contact with the 23. And so on. He was looking at Bristol to be a race that he can turn his season around. He was involved in the early wreck with Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick tried to dodge the 6 car of Ryan Newman, and while he was in the process of trying to go up high, he went into the 14 car, and the 14 car got up in the air, nearly flipped. But yes, Chase Briscoe had a rough going at Bristol, and he was hoping that was the race to turn things around. But yeah, the top drivers we expected in Bristol sucked pretty much. But you can obviously see the top 5 right there. Joey Logano, out of all drivers, won the Bristol Dirt Race. Finishing second to him was my predicted winner, the 47 car of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. started the Bristol Dirt Race off kind of slow. His handling was terrible. It was all over the place. But Brian Patty, his crew chief, did a great job getting fixing the car throughout the race and giving Ricky a chance to win the race. And he finished second, and he did not get the overall win, but that is more points. Stenhouse is now inside the top 16 when it comes to the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, so keep your eye on him. He could be a driver that sneaks in on points. He's really consistent. But finishing third was the 11 car of Denny Hamlin. He was really dominant at the Bristol Dirt Race. Finishing fourth, though, was the 99 car from Trackhouse Racing, Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez. This was a big-time surprise. No one expected him to come out to Bristol Monday afternoon and lead tons of laps and contending for the win. None of us knew that was going to happen, but Suarez proved a lot of people wrong, and he brought home a top 5 finish, and he's heading to Martinsville, which has been an up-and-down track for him. But finishing fifth was no other than the Rocket Man, Ryan Newman. Ryan Newman had a much-needed top 5 finish, and now he's going into Martinsville, a good track for him. Maybe he can get a top 10 and build up some momentum for Richmond and Talladega and Kansas and so on. He needs it. But like I said, Logano won, Stenhouse finishing runner-up, Denny Hamlin finishing third, finishing fourth was the 99 car of Daniel Suarez, and finishing fifth was Ryan Newman. But let's get into my top five. My top five for Martinsville is based off of facts and recent momentum. But here it is. Winning this Saturday night's race at the Martinsville Raceway will be no other than the hometown boy, if you will, and that would be the 11 car of Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin has yet to reach victory lane in the 2021 campaign, and a lot of drivers have mentioned their concerns over radios, appearances, or Twitter or social media that they can very well be more than 16 winners in the regular season, and the playoffs have 16 drivers, so a win is really crucial because we saw Michael McDowell win, we saw Christopher Bell win. These are two drivers we did not expect to win early on, but they did, and that is two playoff spots that are now taken, so a win is crucial, and Denny Hamlin punches his ticket into the 2021 playoffs with a win at Martinsville. But finishing runner-up to him will be the two-car of Big Bad Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski in 2021 has been up and down, just half a lap away from winning the Daytona 500. Got wrecked for the win by his teammate in the 34 car, I guess you could say. But yes, Keselowski has had it rough this year, but I think he turns the page, entering Martinsville, finishing second to the 11 car of Denny Hamlin. Finishing third will be the 9 car of Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott won the Martinsville race in the playoffs 1 year ago. I expect him to be really fast. However, I don't think he's going to be really fast on the longer runs. In 2021, the best team out there for the longest runs has been Joe Gibbs Racing. We saw it at Phoenix with the 19 car of Martin Truex Jr. He was slow early on in the run, but as the run progressed, he got really good. So Truex, surprisingly, is not in my top five, but as an example, this long run is going to be a factor because I think you're going to see quite a few of them Saturday night. But yes, Chase Elliott will finish third in my opinion. Finishing fourth will be Atlanta race winner, and that would be the 12 car Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney on short tracks is up and down in the Cup Series, I guess you can say. But he did win at Atlanta a couple weeks ago, and that gave him some more confidence, if you will. He went to Bristol. He's not like the world's best dirt racer, and he did all right, brought home a top 10 finish, finishing 7th, if I'm not mistaken, with a really beaten up race car. And now he's going to Martinsville with a lot of unknowns. He's already locked into the playoffs, so I would expect for him to be trying out some different stuff. And I think it brings home a top 5 finish, which would be awesome and big for that whole 12 team. But finishing fifth will be the 99 car of Daniel Suarez from Trackhouse Racing. Trackhouse Racing is a new team in NASCAR, in the Cup Series, I guess you can say. It is owned by Justin Marks, a former driver. He won Mid-Ohio back in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, for Chip Ganassi Racing in the Xfinity Series. And it's also co-owned by Pitbull, the rapper. They made a big investment this offseason, and it's looking to be really good for them. These last couple of races, remember Atlanta, Suarez ran top 15 for most of the day. He got into the top 10, but had a speeding penalty on pit road, and that ended his chances of having a good run. But they go to Bristol. Like I said earlier, he led lots of laps, and he was there at the end contending for the win. I don't think he's going to get the win at Martinsville, but it would not surprise me to see him in the top 5 at the end of the race. But my dark horse, it is going to be another driver with a new team, and that will be Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace got in the Cup Series back in 2017. He filled in for Eric Almirola, who had a bad wreck at the Kansas Raceway. His first race was at Pocono. Reagan Smith was filling in the races beforehand, and it didn't go so well. And he fast forwarded later, goes to Kentucky, I think it was. Had a good run there. And Richard Petty signed him for 2018. Finished second in the Daytona 500 that year. 2019, bad. 2020, bad. And 2021, he signs with Toyota again, a team, like, he used to race for Toyota. He raced in the truck series for KBM back in 2013, 2014, I think it was, and in 2015 he went to Roush. And we had so high expectations for Bubba. And he hasn't really done much, but he's a great short track racer, and he's really good at Martinsville. So I don't think he's going to get the win, but it would not surprise me to see him inside the top 10. And trust me when I say this, Bubba needs a top 10 finish. It is crucial because at this point, they're in a must-win situation when they're trying to make it into the playoffs, because there's no way they're this far behind and wanting to point their way in. So they got to have some great runs here and contend for the win here sometime soon, because if they don't, they will not make the playoffs. And that will be a big disappointment because they're racing great Toyota equipment. But there you go. That is my top 5 for this Saturday night's race at the Martinsville International Speedway. You got the 11 car, Denny Hamlin winning. Big Bad Brad finishing second. Third place would be Chase Elliott from Dawsonville. Fourth place will be Ryan Blaney. And fifth place will be Daniel Suarez. And the dark horse, of course, will be the 23 car of Bubba Wallace. Everybody, though, comment down below what you think about my predictions. I'm curious to know. And comment down below your top 5 to be entered into the Pick 5 contest to win cool prizes like these. Peace.